want to welcome everybody to Jones Beach today. My name is David Schwartz, and I represent the Alliance to Revitalize Jones Beach. Peace and revitalization. We welcome everyone's First Amendment right to show up at this rally, and we welcome the opposition because we're gonna educate them today by this overwhelming response to the future of New York State has been the 50th most unfriendly business state in the country, and right now, right here, it's going to stop. It's going to stop! Yeah! We have a private developer who is putting in private money to revitalize our economy, to revitalize Jones Beach, to create a world-class monument for all of us to be proud of. This is a no-brainer, ladies and gentlemen. This is a $25 million investment into this economy. This is 500 jobs into our economy, and this man wants to do it. We have so much support. We have so much worldwide support for this project on Jones Beach to create a restaurant that was already here since the 1930s, and it's going to be a beautiful restaurant, catering hall, well within the vision of what Robert Moses envisioned way back when. And I have to say that the opposition is out of their minds for opposing this. We have one agenda here today. We have one agenda for all of you to tell the Parks Department, to tell the Commissioner that the nonsense has got to stop now, and to give the permit that's been granted, that needs to be granted right here and right now. This is too much already. Why does government stand in the way? Well, I have to tell you, we have some government here today, some public officials here today that aren't standing in the way, that have been fighting for the right to build, the right to grow, and the right to have jobs. This man needs no introduction. The person that's going to save Long Island and save New York and build this economy, Donald Trump.
Well, I want to give a little history. Believe it or not, I was being honored by the New York State's Parks Department for all of the work I've done with parks as the Man of the Year. Can you believe this? This is 6 years ago. And I was at a place that was hosted by Steve Carl, who's the best caterer there is probably in the state of New York. And the Parks Commissioner at the time, Bernadette Castro, got up and gave me a beautiful award. During the course of the ceremony, which took place at Bethpage State Park, I was asked by Steve Carl, he said, you know, I'm building a place, I'm trying to get it done right here. It's a mess, the boardwalk is a mess, it's almost like slum-like conditions. The building, as you know, was bankrupt and falling down. It's a real disaster. I've been working on it for 5 years, Mr. Trump. I would love to do it with you. I said, I have no interest. Where is it? Jones Beach. I said, I used to go to Jones Beach with my parents. Let me take a look. It is not a big deal for me, but it's a deal that will produce 1,000 construction jobs and at least 500 jobs permanent all the time. And maybe even more important, it'll be a great boost for Jones Beach, and it needs a boost. So I said to Steve, all right, let me take a look at it. I love Jones Beach because I used to travel there with my parents and go there a lot. So I came over and I saw this building that was dilapidated, closed, and which, by the way, had a big basement. Okay, it had a basement. The building that was there had a basement. So what happened was very simple. I went out, and by the way, I have to tell you, there are hundreds and hundreds of people here. There are 3 protesters, and the protesters, because of the media, the protesters will get more publicity than the people that are here, and that's the sad part. And that's part of what's wrong with our system. That is the sad part. You'll have 3 people and hundreds of people. The 3 people will get more. So it's too bad. And after years of negotiation, we signed a deal, and the deal was approved. We then go to build the building. We knock down the garbage that was on the site. We're all set to start. We gave out our permits. We gave out piling. We had all the permits from the state. A new parks commissioner named Carol Ash comes on, who's grossly incompetent. She comes on. That's right, you're fired. Grossly, and I can't even tell you how incompetent. We start the building, we have our permits, the building is gorgeous, beautiful. It would have been up 3 years already, It would have been completed. I remember when Tiger was hot, he was going to have his party in our building before the US Open. That's how long ago. And so what happens is we get a notice, this is after we got the permit, we get a notice that they don't want a basement. I said, well, we always had a basement, and we have a permit for a basement, and that's where the kitchen was. You know, minor details. It's nice to have a kitchen. Oh, look, somebody stole my helicopter. So what happens is, I say, we always had it. So we start arguing, and they say, we're not going to let you build it unless you get rid of the basement. They said, because in case it rains and it floods, we don't want people in the basement. I said, that's fine, but if it's going to rain and flood, people are going to walk out of the basement, I think, right? And the previous building had the basement. So we started this whole process. They wouldn't let us build the facility that they had already given us permits to build. So we stopped. We have a number of millions of dollars invested. We have magnificent plans. We have all specs. We had great contractors already signed up that we had to tell them, you can't do the job. I'm sorry, the state won't give us the permit. And it was a very sad situation. So we sued the state. And we came before one of the most respected judges in New York State, Judge Warshawski. And Judge Warshawski gave us a 100% decision. And he reprimanded in his decision the state. How can you possibly stop a $25 million building from being built that's going to produce jobs, that was properly approved, that was just... So, we won the case. Instead of coming to us and saying, let's negotiate, let's get this thing built, you know what the state did? They appealed. And that's where we are right now. It's 4 years later. This could have been open for 3 years already. It's a very sad situation. I can only tell you this. I appreciate that I really do, I appreciate that you invited me to this rally. If it's ever built, and I don't know, probably you have to call the governor or somebody. So New York is in big trouble. We will do a beautiful job. If they want us to do it, we'll do a beautiful job. They should stop with the appeal. They should call us. We should start construction. We can literally start tomorrow morning. Remember, it's 1,000 construction jobs. It's 500 permanent jobs, and maybe even more than that. And most importantly, it's going to be the diamond of Jones Beach. Bob Moses, I was a big fan of Robert Moses. Robert Moses would be really proud if he was going to